Only 4 teams remain. For the first time since 2002, one of those teams is the Colorado Avalanche. Faced with staring down their round 2 demons, the Avalanche responded by slamming the door shut on the St. Louis Blues for the second straight season. The Gateway Arch now secured, Colorado's job is only half complete. The work begins anew as the Avs take on the superstar-driven Edmonton Oilers. McDavid, MacKinnon, Draisitil, Makar. The title of the best in the West will be decided by the elite of the elite in the NHL. These are the kind of matchups that built hockey's pantheon, that define legacies. The time is now for Colorado superstars to walk through the Hall of Heroes and prove themselves worthy of induction. History awaits.
Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche pregame show presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Use code DNVR and we sign up for a new account. You get amazing odds every single day, and when you win a bunch of money, go get yourself some sexy pizza. Absolutely delicious, hand-tossed, thin crust, whatever pizza you want from Sexy Pizza. They even have Philanthropies, which you can go get down there, and a portion of the proceeds go to help starting up local businesses and good programs in the area. So, Sexy Pizza's dope. You can't even, we ate a whole other. This box is empty. Don't open it.
Are you guys done?
Don't throw it out. Don't you dare.
Let's get the fuck away from the
pizza. Game 3, Avs versus Oilers, the first one of the series in Edmonton. You're expecting just about everything Edmonton has in this game. A couple of standard notes. It is Mike Smith in goal again for Edmonton. Still no Darcy Kemper for the Avs, though he did step on the ice today. So making a little bit of progress there. No Burakovsky either. Jesse was speculating that they could see Nico Sturm today. Wow. I'm sure we will get the pregame warm-up news very soon.
I'm hearing that's a real thing.
That's huge.
Now.
That's a win. Win for the Avs.
So he's healthy enough.
I don't think it's anything for the Avs.
Doesn't change a whole lot one way or another.
Might help that third line win a face-off, but that's about it, man. I don't think it's going to do much of anything else.
That's it. It's going to score a goal tonight.
So what?
I'm good with that.
Let's start here. Matchups. Is there something Jay Woodcroft is looking for at home?
Answers. Because he's tinkered with his own lineup, putting Zach Kassian up next to McDavid and Kane.
Yep.
And I believe Zach Kassian has 6 goals on the year.
It's not a lot.
He's going to be in the top 6 tonight, too, it sounds like.
Of the forward group, too, he played the least last game. Even against Yamamoto, who left the game, he still had less time on ice. It's really surprising to put him up there.
Well, and this is the third series in a row that a team has gone against Colorado and said, okay, well, our shit isn't working. Let's try and hit them.
Right.
And so the answer is,
and it hasn't worked yet.
We're going to take the most Neanderthal guy that we have in Zach Kassian, and we're going to go out there and have him try and drool on Colorado's best players and gross them out away from the puck, I guess. I'm not sure. Okay, he's going to go out there and he's going to hit somebody, but unless you're like, Zach, go hurt somebody, how does this make them better?
Leading the league in helmets ripped off per 60 in the playoffs?
Yeah, I sure hope so.
Which, to be fair, Kadri kind of did the same thing to Nurse in the regular season, so.
Well, we saw it in the East, too. What was that? The Penguins series where...
Oh, yeah.
There was a helmet
Marcus
ripped
Pettersson
off.
had it taken off.
Yeah, fair. So, maybe not leading on the bench, leading the league.
Tied.
We're not touching the ice, leading the league. And we'll see. We'll talk about Draisaitl a little bit later in the show, too. But as mentioned, and we started talking about it in Game 2, really, the War of Attrition is in full swing in these playoffs at this point. You guys said no Yamamoto tonight for Edmonton. Obviously, the Avs dealing with a number of guys. it's pretty evident that Darnell Nurse is not close to healthy.
Yeah, he's compromised.
So you're just trying to get the most out of whoever you can.
If your Edmonton is continuing to roll out Darnell Nurse the way he's been eating up the first
it's clearly hurting them, right?
Like, is it still a better option? Is 60% of Darnell Nurse still a better option than 100% of whoever's next in line?
Can Duncan Keith play 5 more minutes a night? I don't know.
Because that's the valuation that Woodcroft has to make, and you're gonna roll with Darnell Nurse, I guess, but
he got eaten alive in the last 2 games.
Well, and that's the thing is, if you go and you have the conversation and you're like, look, Chris Russell, oh my God, I knew it was somebody bad, but wow, that is a tough proposition, man.
I think you're running Cody Ceci and Chris Russell with a second pairing of Duncan Keith and Tyson Barrie.
Yeah, well, it's Duncan Keith and Evan Bouchard.
Well, I honestly, if you took Nurse out, you're probably YOLOing Bouchard on the top line, I guess. But
yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, yikes.
Yeah, it's not a great look, no matter what you do.
That's tough, man. Yeah, I guess Broberg could have been. Could be another guy that they could bring. At least he can skate. You know.
I guess skating has been part of Nurse's problem, but you've seen him struggle to move pucks out of his own end, and it's been devastating to Edmonton. So
yeah, and their puck management in their own zone hasn't been very good, but it's also not a huge shock because they're not very good even when healthy. That's an okay defense.
Yep,
it's not that great of a group, and Darnell Nurse, to be honest with you, has never really been much of a defender. He's always been a guy that's driven play more offensively than prevented it in his own end, and I don't know. I think they're in a tough spot there. But that war of attrition is an interesting aspect. And look, they've got Mike Smith going, and the Avs on their side, their big thing, their bottom 6 takes another hit.
Yep.
Nico Sturm doesn't provide you any kind of offense. And is now going to be... Now your hope on that line is that, hey, he makes them a little tougher to play against defensively. But there's very little offensive upside in that group at the moment in just the way that it's constructed. But you're also talking about Frankie is still in net. And, look, you can have confidence in Pavel Francouz. You should have confidence in Pavel Francouz coming off a shutout. But you also know that there's an unknown there.
Yep. The bottom 6, though, you've seen the 4th line, Bednar hasn't been shy to put them out against McDavid and Draisaitl.
Well, that 4th line specifically, I'm assuming that Sturm is why would you touch the 4th line?
Yeah.
It's the third line that's gotten eaten up the last couple of games, and it's the third line that you don't really have an answer. They're just sort of there right now.
Yeah.
You're just trying to survive those minutes, whereas your 4th line is actually eating it up. They're playing great.
So maybe that's the answer, is that they're going to try to sneak them out against the 3rd line to try to see if they can get something out of that that matchup there. Who knows? Be interesting to see.
It will be. I do think it's interesting splitting up McDavid and Draisaitl again. They tried it at the start of last game. It really just hasn't. Draisaitl away from McDavid has not gone well in the postseason.
Yeah.
Has not gone particularly well in this series. It's a little odd to me that they keep trying this. If you're looking at the Oilers, is it not you're going down swinging your best bet? Go with Draisaitl, McDavid, and Kane and live with the rest.
Well, look how productive they've been all year, right? Why are you getting away from it? Again, it goes back to that coaching, shit's gone wrong for 2 games, so let's blow up the system and change things, where sometimes it's small adjustments that make
Draisaitl starts game 2 on a different line.
Yeah.
So, they've already gone away from it, and the question is why?
Yeah.
Is that not truly your best shot, is to put those guys together and say, go score us 5 goals? And if they don't do it, you're probably not winning.
Go ahead.
I'm just puzzled over it, too. It seems strange that that's the line they decide to break up, too, is that top line. I'm not a part of the Oilers community, so I don't even know why someone like Puljujärvi isn't getting a higher chance and why someone like Kassian gets the promotion to the top line. It just seems like the weirdest line to touch in that forward group, and it almost feels like psyops too. Like, I almost wonder if we're, as media, meant to speculate, and this actually isn't going to be an in-game thing that we say play throughout this game, that this line is actually reunited in the first couple of shifts. I just can't imagine that it maintains through the rest of the game with Kassian on the top line and Draisaitl on the second.
So, I mean, I do wonder here, to play devil's advocate a little bit, and I've been kicking myself that I didn't call this segment oil change the entire show, but you put Draisaitl on the second line. Does that maybe where you see a reaction out of Bednar to put a Nico Sturm in? Because, yes, you don't have your best line together, but with two lines with a player of that caliber on it, maybe you're saying, hey, maybe he sneaks him out against the third line here. Maybe he finds a way to get a matchup where you can take advantage of maybe one of the Avs' lesser well-rounded lines.
That has to be...
It's the only
really high on the priority list for Woodcroft is he has to get McDavid and Draisaitl away from Colorado's top six.
Yep.
And that obviously comes with other challenges because then that means Colorado's top six is going against your bottom six.
Gonna eat greedy also, yeah.
But they can't. They're down 2-0 in the series, and that's what they lived with in Denver.
Yep.
And if they want to continue to roll this way, look, Jared Bednar just made it very clear for 2 full games. I'll play that.
Yep.
I'm comfortable with that. I've challenged my guys to accept that assignment, and through 2 games, they've risen to that occasion. They've met that moment. Woodcroft's got to try something different, and it's really easy. It's really easy for us to be like, what are they doing? But maybe Zach Kassian is exactly what they need. Maybe he gets in there and he mixes it up. He provides a physical presence that causes problems for Colorado, especially on a forecheck, and they win an extra puck battle or two, which is what it could all come down to.
Well, and look, Zach Kassian's going to come out for the first shift of this hockey game, hit someone, and that building is going to explode.
Yeah, the building's going to freak out.
Yeah. So they know what they're doing there, at least to start the game. I tend to agree with Meghan. How long is it really going to last?
Yeah, it's a very fair point.
We'll see.
A lot of Av jerseys in that corner right there.
Those are expensive. I guess it's warm-ups. That's probably not where they sit. But otherwise, I was going to say, they paid a lot of money for those.
It's usually a sea of orange.
Is that a guy in a ref outfit? I love it. Amazing.
This is one of my favorite thing about the Islanders games is that
the ref group.
The ref group that goes and they cheer on ice and shit.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. All right, we're gonna keep this one fairly short. So Blais, get us into some bets.
Let's go. What do we got here? Oh,
these are spicy.
A little spicy today. Feeling it, like they got to go big. So I'm going to go with Makar with an anytime goal at plus 220. How you guys feeling about that?
Sounds like you're going for a Makar goal before the 450 mark.
That's right. This is a crazy bet. Like, I haven't seen this one. There is a bet now if there's going to be a goal before the 5-minute mark.
Wow.
First 10 was too easy.
Yeah, first 10's a little crazy. So let's go first goal before 4. Is that 4:49? Is that what it is? Oh, yeah. Anyways, plus 150.
It's going to happen now.
And then Makar, again, it's a Makar night, I guess. I didn't even notice this when I was picking
over
it.
2.5 block. You can bet on blocks now?
You can bet on block shots.
What in the world?
At plus 150. So these are a little risque. They're all plus.
Look, if Makar's having a night like these bets are, you got to feel pretty good about the Avalanche, I would think.
It's close to home.
Is it as simple as the key pieces continue to be the stars for you, or do you want something more out of your bottom six? You've gotten quality minutes out of JT Compher. Obviously, Cogliano has been absolute nails for in this series.
I'm asking for them to continue to be exactly who they were last game.
Okay. If they can play close to what they played last game, you got to feel good about their chances.
That's their A game. Like, that's their best shot right there. And outside of the power play problems, that's their A game.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be another key to this tonight is you're going to lose the power play battle.
Most likely.
You're probably only going to get 1 or 2 shots at it. They're probably going to get 3 or 4. And your PK has to play the same way it did in the last game.
Yep.
It has to lock it down. It's got to be great. Take away the home plate and force them to beat a goaltender.
He's even got the like blind person glasses on. Amazing. All right. Meghan, floor's open. Who's the key for the Avs tonight?
I'm going to say the second D pairing combined. I think that's where they could get really exposed in this game, and I think that's where they could really keep things together and help out Pavel Francouz.
So, is it the Bo show, or is it them executing defensively?
Executing defensively.
Okay.
I'd love for Bo show. I'm waiting for it to happen. He's on the brink of it happening. But no, I think executing defensively is going to be so important now that they have last change. I think they're going to be really aggressive in their matchup. So that's an area I think the Avs could get exposed, and I hope they tighten up, similar to how they did last game.
The onslaught of Bo-sexuals. It's the Bo show.
It's going to be insane in here if that happens.
Look, saying it is super easy. You stop Connor McDavid, you probably beat the Oilers. Doing it, whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. All right. Final thoughts on this game, on this series. Anything you guys wanted to touch on specifically?
First 5 minutes. Survive the 5.
First 5 minutes.
Survive the 5.
Survive the 5.
Meghan?
No.
I think we'll leave it there. As we've done this whole series, let the play on the ice do the talking. Whatever happens on the ice, that's what happens. We'll be here talking about it live. Come watch the watch along. I'll certainly be on it. I'm sure some of these other folks will be on it too. And we'll also, of course, be live post-game breaking down whatever happens, no matter what. So we're going to take this one down. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes with the watch along. Same YouTube channel. Be sure to like and subscribe, all that. Go get yourself some sexy pizza. We will be back in a bit.